Hey, what's up, drivers? Welcome to the Uber Trucking channel. My name's Jason, and I've been getting a lot of questions on, hey man, can you really make money driving for a rideshare company using a truck? Nope, you can't. Of course you can. That's why I've been doing it for over a year. There is some things that you guys need to know, and kind of like little guidelines that I'd say, and that it's the best way to maximize the most amount of money you're gonna make out there on the road. So I'm going to do my best to try and help you guys with this new channel. It is a new channel, so hopefully you guys can like and share and subscribe and follow me, and and I'll do my best to get a couple videos up a week on to help you guys out. And I'm not just gonna make this all about money. I'll try and make a little bit of a funny kind of channel too. So let's hop right into it. First, I drive a 2015 Dodge Ram 1500, and you guys are going, how do you make money in that big truck? First, my truck, as well as a lot of new trucks, even nowadays Dodge, Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, it has an eco system that kind of kicks in. If you're not getting on it, especially when you're on the freeway and you're just cruising, my truck is a V8. It shuts down to 4 cylinders when I'm not getting on it. So I get pretty good gas mileage. I've gotten up to, the highest I've ever got was 30 miles to the gallon, but that was on a straight shot all the way to Lake Havasu, and I wasn't getting on it. I was going 70 miles an hour, and that was on cruise control. But around town, I can normally get 18 to sometimes 20 miles to the gallon. So yeah, I'd recommend if you do have a newer truck, they're a little better. They tend to be better on gas mileage. Also, if you've got some big old giant lifted truck, not gonna happen, guys. Gas mileage is gonna be too bad. You're probably not gonna make any money. I mean, you probably could, but you're not gonna make the most out of it. My truck, I will do a later video on that tomorrow when it's daylight and you can see it. My truck, like I said, it's 2015. It's for the most part stock. It's white. I do have aftermarket rims that I put on it. I did put some all-terrain tires on it, but they're still great on the road. They're not too aggressive. So I still get good gas mileage with them. I do go camping a lot. I go to the desert. I go to the river. So I wanted some different tires on my vehicle, but it didn't affect my gas mileage really that bad. I do have an exhaust on my truck. That didn't affect it either. I do have a cold air intake in my truck as well, but I'm not going to go through everything. But I do have some aftermarket things on it. For the most part, the truck is fairly stock. I haven't raised it up or anything like that. So yeah, I definitely recommend that you guys do have a somewhat stock vehicle, nothing that's going to eat up too much gas. So, all right, so mark that one off the list. The next, this, guys, I drive to supplement a little bit of income, to make a little bit extra cash. If I want to go to a concert with my friends, if I want to go to a stagecoach, if I want to go out and do something, a weekend of driving can a lot of times make me a decent amount of money where I can go do nice things like that instead of spending my other money that I've worked for. So with that, it does supplement income. I do recommend, if you guys are going to do this in a truck, you have some other type of income. You have another job, whether it be part-time or full-time. I do have another full-time job, and I typically only do this on the weekends. That's we'll get into that also, but you guys do need to have some other type of income, because you're not going to get rich doing this. Even if you do have a nice economy car that gets a bunch of miles to the gallon, you're not going to get rich. You're not. You can make a living off of it, I guess, if you do it a bunch, but it's you're not gonna kill it. You're not gonna get rich doing this. So have some other type of income. I recommend that. Next, location and times to drive. Location is very, very important. If you live in the middle of Montana, you're not going to make any money. Sorry, it's not going to happen. You have to stay busy. I live in Orange County, California. I am within 15 to pretty much 15 minutes from all the beach cities around me, which are very busy. Long Beach is busy. Huntington Beach is busy. Newport is busy. I got Laguna Beach that's a little bit further drive, but that is very busy. And then also I've got LA. LA is a very, very obvious busy city. It is. So you guys have to be in somewhat decent area where you're gonna be busy and make money. That's it. You know, you have to be in a somewhat decent area. Times. That's what we're gonna do next. Times to drive. If you're driving in the middle of the day in downtown LA, you're not gonna make any money. You're gonna be sitting on the side of the road, twiddling your thumbs, watching YouTube, listening to the crickets chirp during the day. You're not gonna make any money. So I see guys do it all the time. I don't know how they stay busy. I don't know. Even in, smaller cars, I don't know really how they stay that busy where they drive all the way over the place. They drive all over the place. So, times to drive that I recommend. Fridays and Saturdays are the hands down busiest days of the week to drive. You're going to get people going out, people going to bars, people going out to movies, people going out to events, shows, concerts, to amusement parks, to wherever it may be. It's the busiest time. People are off work. That's the busiest you're going to be is Friday nights and Saturday nights. You can make money during the day. As far as Saturday day and Sunday day, I just recently started driving Sunday day a little bit. Because a lot of times you're going to get those people that are smart people that left their vehicles at the bar or at the restaurant where they had a few drinks. They are getting picked up by an Uber driver to go back pick the vehicle up. So you get those calls. You get people going, to wherever it may be on Sunday afternoon or wherever. So those are the two busiest days. And how I figured that out, I did a little bit of homework. You guys can do this as well. I went on to the passenger app. I actually learned this, and I'll give credit to Uberman, his channel. I actually did this. I was already kind of doing it, but then I paid attention to him, and that's when I want to get busier. Went into the passenger app, and I sat there. This was around 1:45 in the morning. I took a night off of driving, and surge pricing started, kind of going off and whatnot. And I kind of noticed on where people were going, or where drivers were, and then their cars started disappearing. And I'm like, wow, those people are staying busy. Their cars are disappearing off the map left and right. So next week, and I went out and drove there. Boom! Made money. Cha-ching! I recommend that in your area. That is, a great start to kind of finding out where's a busy area. If you've lived in that area for a long time, wherever you may live, you're gonna know where to go. You're gonna kind of have an idea at least. If you live in the Orange County area, Long Beach, downtown Long Beach is a very good area. Huntington Beach, very good area. Newport Beach, hands down, in my opinion, around my area, the busiest place. Between that and Costa Mesa, you're going to stay the busiest. So, hit those areas up if you are in the Orange County area, if you live around me. If you want to take a little bit different drive, if you're closer to LA, downtown LA, very, very busy. Those are the times to drive and places to go. I can only give you recommendations around me, but if you're in a different city, different state, wherever. You guys gotta kind of figure that out on your own and go on the passenger app. Okay, so times to drive. Look, I broke my pen. Okay, some other things. You want to be the best driver. You want to be super nice. You want to have water and gum and snacks and candies and gummy bears and gummy worms and Snickers and all that for these passengers. I cut it out completely. Every now and then, if I go to Costco with my girlfriend and we buy the big old giant stacks of the mini waters, then every now and then I'll throw waters in there. Snacks, gum, sorry. Even though Uber recommends it, it may be nice, but now, let's say you go out. You've bought waters, you've bought gum for these passengers, and you bought some candies or mints or whatever. Now you've possibly spent 10, 12 bucks. That's more money you got to gain back. They're not paying for it. They're not paying you to purchase these items when they leave your vehicle or to eat them. No. And another thing I found out, when I first started doing it, I had those little tiny packs of gummy bears, and I had waters, and I had gum. They leave the gum wrappers. I actually had gum on my floor one day. Thank God it was on the little mat thing. I just discarded the mat and got new mats. They leave the wrappers. They spill the water. And even though it's just water, it's going to dry. The last thing I want is to drop that person off, go pick up the next person, me not realizing they spilled the water, and the next person goes, dude, someone like peed in your back seat. Don't want that. No, I don't recommend that. It's more money, and it's more of a hassle. I know they recommend it, but I don't do it. I do have chargers. I do have chargers in the vehicle. I have one that goes, they connect out Android, and then the million iPhone different chargers, and that's it. If you have a phone from 1965 that's a Nokia brick, sorry, I don't even think anybody has that anymore, so sorry. So yeah, no snacks, no drinks. I recommend that to you guys. Now, there are perks to driving a truck, in my opinion. First thing, living in a kind of around the beach cities, you get a lot of people, especially summertime. They ride their beach cruisers. They don't want to ride home. They lock their bike up. You show up and they're like, whoa, man, this guy's got a truck. Hey, man, you mind if I throw my bike in the back of in the bed? Sure, dude, no problem. A lot of times, guys, I'd say 90% of the time I said I could take a person's bike, I get tips for them. I've gotten up to a $20 tip for just one bike because the guy was so happy he didn't have to come and get it the next morning. So, I recommend that. Or, not recommend that. Yeah. But, and it's not just bikes, it could be luggage too. You know, if a person's going to the airport or going to so-and-so's house because they're going to the airport the next morning, or they're going on a road trip with somebody else and they need to go from there to there, whatever it may be. Now you got more space for luggage. I already had it, but I have one of those little like cargo net things for when I go like camping and stuff. I put it over it. So if a person doesn't have luggage, I always do have that back there, just so it kind of makes them feel like their luggage isn't going to go flying out onto the 605 freeway, and then I have to turn around and they have to go pick up all their stuff. No. So that makes them feel a little better. Not saying to go buy one. If you have one, cool. But back to the bike thing. If you have a person that wants to take their bike, I recommend you load the bike. Because, one, you don't want them hopping up on your tailgate and falling off because chances are they're going to be drunk. Them falling off and cracking up their skull, and now you possibly have like a lawsuit on you, or now you get kicked off the app or whatever, just to save you the headache or the possibility of somebody getting injured. You load the bike. Also, let's say no one gets injured. Now they roll the bike up there, it goes into your back window, and they break your window, or they scratch the side of your bedside, and now your paint's all cracked or chipped or scraped or whatever. You don't want that. I recommend loading the bike. I do. I've had passengers, well, I don't want you to load my bike. Well, then I'm not taking the bike. So let them know that you're going to load the bike. It's a lot comfier to drive around in a truck. You know, I've been in plenty of Ubers. Before I was a driver, I've used it with my friends, with my girlfriend, and I don't want to sit in a Prius. I don't want to sit in a small little car. You know, a lot of times they're not comfy, and bottom line is, I've used Uber, like I said, a bunch, and I don't like it. So I just think it's comfier for the passengers. Big, they're spacious. They feel more comfortable, and passengers think it's cool. You show up, they're like, "Whoa, man, cool! This guy's driving a truck." Um, so yeah, it's comfy, and the last thing, guys, it's cool. Like I just said, it's cool to drive a truck because you get to keep your manhood. Because I'm not a 27-year-old driving a Prius around. I'm driving a super cool, truck that looks bitchin'. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not driving a Prius. So, but other than that, guys, I know I'm a little bit goofy and I probably didn't hit all the points on how to be the best driver and make the most amount of money in a truck. But that's why I made a channel, and I will take questions and anything you guys want, and answer them as best as I could. Like I said, I've been doing this over a year. I think I know how to make more money than a truck than a lot of these guys do. So anything you guys need or want me to make a video on, let me know. Send me a message, drop a comment down, and I will do my best to do a video or 2 videos a week. I'm going to do another video on my truck tomorrow. So any question you guys have, feel free to let me know. Thanks, guys, and be safe.